All right, EP2. We got some work to be done on the twos here. And Eugenie, it's not your job to look out and get Jaden. Jaden's job is to place a side body in your hand. You and Dan need to build a side body in the middle, and then the point in the tail should be able to pick you guys up as long as you built the center correctly. Do not look at Jaden. This goes for K's, this goes for P's. That is not where your focus should be, Eugenie. You want to build with Dan. Okay, and then Eugenie, or Jaden, don't be too eager to pick up the side body in the two. Make sure that Eugenie is stepping in front of you and that you don't need to go around and pick him up. So you guys have heard me talk a million times about block technique. In order for us to have a good block, we need to have a good build. So it's build, then it's timing, and then it's technique, the technique we use to execute the block. So right now we got a pretty wonky looking donut. All right, and the order is Eugenie needs to crack a door for Dan, and then Dan's gonna go through, and then Olivia is the power. Okay. All of this timing is based on your relationship with point. So Jaden, you need to make sure you're not going too far or too short. You're looking at taking a snapshot of where Dan is, the inside center. You need to hold your ground. So when this gets started, you're gonna fly to where he starts, and then you're gonna stop in case this donut starts moving all around Texas. Okay, make sure we're looking across. Jaden, nice job looking across. Olivia, resist the urge to look at the grip. And then as you guys can see, Dan and Eugenie are on two different headings. Okay, this E is not particularly symmetrical, and it's because the center is built. The center should be the last grip. The center on the meeker should be the last grip. Okay, this is a little bit better of a P build. Now, when we build this too, Eugenie, you're gonna step in front of Jaden. Jaden, you should not have to go around Eugenie. Right, and then Olivia, you're gonna take your chest and you're gonna go straight this way to get Eugenie's leg. So you are gonna have to translate forward. And then Dan, your job is to take care of Eugenie on the build. So you're gonna place your right knee in his hand. Right, so see I kind of like back up, go around Dan. Now Eugenie feels this urge to go and get you. Right, and now we have all this extra energy in the donut, and it hasn't even been keyed yet, or it's been keyed, but it shouldn't be keyed. So Jaden, part of your job as the person keying the formation on the two is to make sure that the donut looks ready to go. One, it's built, and two, it's ready to go. It is your key, so take all the time you need. If you see a lot of movement in the piece, do not key it. All right. Okay, so Jaden, stop. Don't go any further, Jaden. Don't go any further. Right, so now we're over boogieing it. So it all comes from that good build, so then we can execute the correct timing and then use the correct technique. Okay, so we see how long this E build is. Eugenie and Dan, you are not agreeing on the E build, and it's all wonky. It's different every time. Okay, so P, good. Olivia, make sure you're in a nice square side body with Dan. Now we're gonna have Eugenie. You're just gonna take your chest and you're gonna step right in front of Jaden. Jaden, wait for him to get there. By doing that, Eugenie's opening his hip, which is drawing Olivia forward to that donut. Okay, so Olivia, you're gonna step forward. Eugenie, you need to open your hip more and draw Olivia forward more so her body can fit and then Dan's body can fit. We don't want the donut to back up on the build. Now you have extra backup energy for a backward spinning donut. Okay, so then Jaden, this is where you need to end. Where the mouse is here, that's where you need to end. You want to side slide, so you can think about leading with this left knee before you commit to your backup, Jaden. So you're gonna sort of get yourself going to the left, and then you're gonna convert that side slide energy into the back around, the little carve around maneuver. Yugini, all you need to do to back up, okay, it's just the distance, it's so small. So right now you have a nice 90-degree bend, great. The amount it takes for your arm to straighten, okay, so it's about that much is all you need. This is, I wanna see you stop right there, okay? And then once you've done that, Dan is gonna go through this channel that will be created between you and Jaden. Okay, so right now, Dan is kind of going into Yugini. It looks like Yugini's pulling him in. So Yugini, you're blocking Dan. Dan's gonna wanna go through here, but we don't wanna pull him in quite yet. Okay, so and then Olivia is gonna shoot this gap. She's the final power here, and then everyone's gonna compress the piece together. So we've already disrupted the timing. Okay, so then we don't really have any rotation, it's just sort of like a soft move. Here comes another 2. Yeah, so you need to step forward here. This is better with your hip, but step forward, sort of draw Olivia forward, because once you draw Olivia forward, then Dan can easily plug in. Dan, your eyes should be on placing your knee in Yugini's hand, and it should not be on getting Olivia's leg. Her leg should naturally end up there for you, as long as Yugini has stepped forward, Olivia has stepped forward, and then you can step forward. We always step forward into the 2 build or into most blocks. There's rarely do we back up into a block. Okay, so not too bad on the actual integrity of the donut. It's a little asymmetrical, but we could manage this, right guys? So you're gonna go straight back, you're gonna stop, then we should have a channel here for Dan. Make sure that everyone is straight with their torsos, We don't wanna be curved. That's not gonna help you go backwards very efficiently, okay? And then this here, Jaden, is your target area where you must stop. Okay, so you're gonna start side sliding with this left knee, and then you're gonna pinch your knees and carve with that knee, with your left knee around the formation. Yep, pretty good. Pretty good for you, Jaden. Get to here, stop. Good, all right, that was one of the better ones. Nice job. Okay, I'm gonna erase my scribbles here. All right, so see how the whole formation is just kind of rotating, we're overfeeding, we're not really thinking about where we were on the previous point. That's the key. Okay, so big arching themes here. We need to have more respect for the builds. If you guys are feeling frustrated with any kind of block, we probably don't have the right block and we're rushing it. Okay, we're going after grips, we're not looking in the right place, we're not thinking about the person behind us or the person in front of us. So we just need to take more time on the build of the formation and understand where you're supposed to go. We shouldn't be guessing every rep. Okay, this is a little bit better. You gotta step forward more, and I'm looking at point, okay? I know how far to step forward based on where point is, because point and tail set up the axis. They set up the point and tail axis, and then you guys can plug in on that axis. Okay, and then Dan's gonna shoot right back through here. Jaden, think about inside knee, that left knee, carving around, keeping your hip nice and close to this donut. Okay, so we definitely need a little more backup from Dan. And then we're gonna carve with that inside knee. Back up, then carve, back up, then carve. That's inside center. And Olivia, you're sort of coasting along with them. And then once you have your door, which is here, then you're gonna pull that grip in, and you're gonna keep your head on the inside. I notice if I try and head switch it all in the tail slot, I usually pull the donut away at the last second. So it's almost a non-existent head switch. Yep, right? See, it kind of comes back to you. And then if we feel ourselves continuing to back up, that means we need to put our legs out to stop. Okay, so we should all see point and know where point is on his or her journey. So as we're approaching the close, we can already think a little bit of legs out. And we shouldn't come to the finish as if it's a surprise. Okay, so that's why we got some of this backwards tension. We're all just really focused on the grips and we weren't as focused on where we're placing the donut on the clothes. All right, I feel like that's enough for this one.